Hey guys, guess what? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I'm dressed up today, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm coming from church. I intended on doing this video the other night, but you know, when you work 10 hours a day and you get home and it's 5 o'clock and it's already dark, or 6 o'clock and it's already dark, it's hard to do a video. So now I got my bouncy camera mount on here, so the footage hitting on the way home is not going to be too good, but it is going to give me an opportunity to tell you guys about something I've been promising to do and yet had not had the time to do. And that is to give you a 22,500 mile. We wanted to do it at 22,000, but we've been a little bit behind the game. But I wanted to do some Maverick stuff because some of you guys, a lot of you guys now, who used to be waiting for your Mavericks now have your Mavericks, and you want to know what to expect. What about the mods? What about some of the things you've done, and how are they holding out? So let's get down to business. We have 22,487 miles to be exact, and I can tell you I've had my Maverick now. I got my Maverick November 10th 2021. One of the first people in my entire area in Virginia to get a new Maverick, and I ordered mine July the 4th of 2021. One of the first 2022 Mavericks in the area. And I can say, even though we did have a couple of recalls along the way, all of the things that you will see in the earlier videos that we used to put out, we got past all of that, and I can say emphatically that this Maverick is one of, after 2 years of ownership, one of the very best vehicles that I have ever had. If not, I'm gonna step out on a limb. It is the absolute very best vehicle that I have ever had at doing everything, even stopping when people pull out in front of you at the last minute. Yeah, that's what somebody just did. And I know this is the video is gonna look like the truck is shaking and baking and all that stuff, but I have my not so good camera mount on here. Matter of fact, I think what I'm gonna do is pull over, because this is gonna give you guys a false interpretation of how the Maverick rides if I allow this video to continue to record as it is right now. So we're gonna pull over here and we're gonna put the camera into the camera mount that I did a review on earlier this year. Now, how do you like me now? Now I can really get comfy and cozy with you guys, and it's not going to bounce around like it was. So let's get to the house and we'll get out. Unfortunately, it did start raining today, so we do have that to deal with. We just left church. I went to see my mom. Pray for my mom. My mom's in a rehab center, after which she'll be going to a place where she can have care 24 hours a day, and she'll be safe. And I say that to say this, you know, life is too short. Now, that wasn't supposed to happen. This is one of those days I'm feeling kind of kooky, but I'm feeling happy. We are in the season that we come to, this Christmas season. I know some people want to take Christ out of Christmas, but that's not me. And if you've been a part of this channel, then you know that. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for having gone through some of the things that we had to go through at the end of this year that has made me, I can only speak for me, a better person than I was at the beginning of the year. And that's what trials and tribulations will do to us. But back to Maverick stuff. Yes, I am impressed with the Maverick. Generally speaking, if I don't put it in eco mode or anything like that, around the town driving, not highway driving, but around town when I just don't care and I speed, not speed, retract that last statement. When I take off and zero up to speed quickly and not worry about how much gas I'm saving, then if I do all those things normally without caring what kind of gas mileage I get, I usually get around 25 miles to the gallon. Now, before you F-150 guys get on here and say, oh, I can get that in my F-150. Yeah, on a good day, you might get 25, 27 miles to gallon on the highway. But I promise you, and I've had one, and I know people who've had one, and I've had people chime in on the channel and tell me how that their F-150 is getting 30-some miles to the gallon and all of that. And there are no proof on the internet or otherwise to say that anybody is getting that kind of gas mileage out of their big F-150. So just get over it. However, 25 miles to the gallon is the norm. If I put it in eco mode, if I'm doing a long trip, I can average anywhere from 34 to 36 miles to gallon on the highway. And I have noticed one of the things that I was doing that I should not have been doing, the new tire and wheel combination that I have on here is very important to keep around 37 pounds of air in the tires, because that really does help with the gas mileage. It's all about rolling resistance. It's just like if you were to try to take a hand cart and push a refrigerator in the house and the tires on the hand cart are not full of air, you would have much more resistance. That's the same thing with your tires. You have to have the proper inflation. And it varies, because if you look at the stock tires and what the inflation is supposed to be is different than what you're going to have if you put aftermarket wheels and tires on your vehicle. So take that into consideration. So getting back to the Maverick, yes, we are happy, and I do have aftermarket seat covers on here. They have held up very well, and they are protecting the seats. I do occasionally peek behind there to see if everything is cool and copacetic. I know people tell me, take those covers off and you know, just use the seats, they're fine, blah 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 blah. Let somebody else who buys the car after you have it worry about the seats. Well, if it was yours, you can do that. I ain't doing that. So another portion where I'll just say, it's my Maverick, and I do it like I want to do it. So we are at the house, and when we get out, we're going to do a complete walk around of the Maverick, and we're going to tell you about all of the quirks, all of the things, all the mistakes we've made, all of the things that are great, all of the things that are not so great, some of the things that have been awesome, and some of the things that we wish were not. So that is what this video is going to be. So let's start from the inside out. So first of all, on the inside, for all of you guys who've been following the channel, we did the carbon fiber-esque type inserts, surrounds, steering wheel, entertainment center, what else? Down here around the vents, and even down here where we keep all of that junk that we keep taking. You know, as many compartments as you have in a Maverick, everybody wants another compartment, which we did add up here, which has been really good. We keep our stuff in there, and we even have the carbon fiber up here along this area of the roof line, up by the, what do you call this thing? Sunglass holder, whatever you want to call it. And we had it on the driver's and passenger's doors, and all the way in the back. So yes, those items are holding up well as our handy dandy cover for the center console. It takes a beating so the original surface doesn't have to. We have the WeatherTech mats, and as you see down here, there's plenty of dirt down here, because guess what? This gets driven every day, and the WeatherTech mats have been doing their job. We are very impressed with those things. That's almost it for the inside, other than our handy dandy phone holder, which has been awesome. Once we got that baby, the second video where we corrected the first mistake, that's been awesome. And I was approached that wanted me to do a review of a product, and it's one of these products where you can put in your vehicle, and we who have the not wireless connection for our Android Auto and all that, we have the wired connection. There's my wife, and she's in the video. So she wanted me to have my umbrella. She's gonna be mad because I waved her off. Husbands, you don't wave your wife off, even if you're making a video. But anyway, one of the things that they wanted to do was this, I forget what you even call it, but you're able to plug it into your USB port, and then the I forget the name of it, but you plug it in, and then you're able to see everything in your phone wirelessly. Now, I will tell you guys this: I'm not going with those type items. I've seen too many things in the not too long past where things that are being connected to your phone are able to get into your phone and get some of your personal information out. So anything that connects to my phone wirelessly or otherwise, I don't want anything as far as all of my information being out there. So I decline the offer to receive one of those products for free, because once you connect something to your phone like that and it's transmitting data from your phone to your vehicle, I don't know, emphatically, I don't know how much of that information that could possibly be compromised by that very thing that somebody is offering me to put in my vehicle. So I decided not to do that. Had somebody even send me a watch. Now, I didn't order a watch, I didn't ask for a watch, but this watch was another thing. You connect to your phone, and it's going to be able to tell your heart rate and all this. Now, I didn't order this, but you had to go to this thing and put this app in your phone. When you put some of these apps in your phone, are you sure that none of these apps can tap into your other personal information that you're going in there and putting in here all the time? Well, I'm not taking that risk. That's not me. I cannot do that. So if you guys want to try those things and tell me, hey, no, I did this, and 10 years from now they haven't hacked in your accounts, and let me know, and I'll be happy for you. But as for me, I'm not doing that. One of the things that we've had a problem with, one of the modifications, and it's a problem, but for me it's not a deal breaker. And everybody that I've talked to has had the same thing happen, who have put the hood struts on. Now, should Ford include hood struts on the vehicles that we pay money for anyway? Yes, in my opinion, yes, they should, but they don't. So we who've had Mustangs for years, now they're starting to put them on the Mustangs, have had to put on our own hood struts, and we put hood struts on the Maverick, and I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you do that, because the pressure from the hood struts, when you pull the lever inside to release your hood, it puts pressure on that latch out front, which will not allow it to release all the time. Sometimes you get lucky and it will open. Let's see if it opens up this time. Okay, I'm turning off the vehicle. I'm going to pull the hood latch just like I normally would. You heard it pop. I even get a extra sound like it even popped and came all the way open. Let's see. Dun dun dun. The moment of truth. There's my umbrella that my wife set on my painted surface, which that tells you she wasn't happy when I waved her off. So let's see if it opens. Nope. Nope. So we have to go back in, pull the latch again, And hopefully if you look at the hood, maybe you'll see it raise up just a little bit. Oh, I saw it. Did you see that? A little bit. So I think now when we go back inside, it's going to lift up. And it does. That's what it takes. Sometimes you have to come out, pull it up a little bit, and then raise it up. So yes, that mod has been, let's just say, a nuisance. Now, what else did we do? One of the things that I can say absolutely that I would recommend that we did early on, one is this cover. And I was able to get mine from one of the viewers that had purchased 2 of these, and I love it. It needs to be cleaned off right now, but I love the way it makes the engine look better. All those wires and things that went across there every which way, this just cleans up the appearance somewhat. If you look all the way in the back, we do have the Steeda strut brace that we installed when they first came out, and we learned a few lessons about those. And I will tell you this, when you put these in, you need to loosen all of your strut bolts. At least I had to. Snug them all down and then tighten them together. You listening to me? Tighten them equally all the way around on one side, tighten them equally all the way around the other side, and then torque all of them on each side. Because if you don't, you're going to have the same issue that I have, and I could not figure out what was causing it. And when you would, as soon as you accelerate, you get like a clunk, clunk. But apparently you have to have that strut exactly centered so that that bar does not make that clunking noise. Once I did that, and it drove me crazy, because I would come out here, I would undo the bolt where the strut tower brace attaches to both sides, and I'd screw them back down. I'd tighten them up and get back in the trunk, and you would still have that clunk every time. But since we have done it the other way, we have not had a problem. What else do? We do have a K&N filter, one of those controversial things that people whine about and say that they're bad and all those things. Well, I'm not on that bandwagon. We did want to put a catch can on here. We have not yet. There are a lot of more options out there now, so I may in fact do that. I don't know if the benefits of it is as great as some would have you believe, but that is neither here nor there. I cannot scientifically say one way or the other. One of the other mods that was really fun for me, and probably the cheapest mod that you will ever see, is the daytime running light strip. I paid a maximum of, I think, $20, and that's how much it took for me to install it. It took me about 10 minutes to install, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Most of you guys have already seen this. When I unlock it and lock it back, that thing has worked flawlessly. It does that nice little light show when it cuts on, and people see that at night and they're like, wow, that is so cool. Yeah, and for $20 it is absolutely cool. At least it is to me. Here is the other thing. This hood protector, plexiglass, used to have a Ford logo that was right about there. The first really hot day, I came out one day from work and it was sagging and it fell off. Yeah, that was the Ford version of that. It is doing its job, and can't say anything bad about it because it's protecting my hood. My vehicle, for the most part, I have not been able to see any. Some people saying that their paint is thin and all that. I don't see that. I've driven to North Carolina a bunch of times, Atlanta, New York, Pennsylvania. I don't have any scratches on my Maverick. Not from road rocks or anything hitting anything. And I looked at it when it was dry. It is wet today. But yeah, I do not have any of those rock chips anywhere. The hood graphics that we did, that we cut by hand, have held up well. And yeah, I cut those myself. That's in an earlier video for all you guys who want to see. The carbon fiber-esque pieces that we put on the outside have held up perfectly. I haven't had any issues once we redid them. There's a video on those things too. The ones for the mirrors, I love the way they look still. When people stop me and ask about the Maverick, and a lot of people are still not aware of what the Maverick is. And yes, I do still have the EcoBoost, or should you say EcoBeast, badges on the side. A lot of people stop me and say, man, I love that Maverick. Can I order one like that? I'm like, yeah, you can order a Maverick, but it's not going to look like that because I've done a lot of stuff to it. The wheels and tires, those Nittos that I have on here, you can see that in another video. The Nittos have performed flawlessly in wet and dry weather. The wheels, I mean, look at them. They're easy to clean. You know, some of these wheels you get, they have so many fins and they're a pain in the butt to wash. These, the fins are wide open. You get the brake dust in there, but it's easy to clean. The graphics was one of the first body mods that I did, and these came all the way from Estonia, and I've not seen another Maverick on the road with these same graphics. And they tied the orange and black and everything in together, and they have held up flawlessly as well. And for those who were really nitpicking and allowing me to see my mistakes, notice that the triangle in the center of the A had not transferred. We did make our own and fit in there on both sides, so yeah, even that works. So what else do we have out here? The mud flaps. Somebody recently commented on the video about the mud flaps and said, that was the most boring video that I have ever seen. I'm going to absolutely agree. How exciting is it to put on mud flaps? They're mud flaps. What do? They block mud and crud from getting on your car. And as far as that's concerned, let's look. Through rain and water and all kinds of stuff, and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to. They're keeping a lot of the debris, rocks from flying up and things like that, and messing up the vehicle. So they are working out well, even though in the past I have not been a fan of mud flaps on anything. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have ever had another car with mud flaps that I have installed myself. So what else do we have? Hang on one second. We also installed the MagnaFlow exhaust, and we got it in the black, and it exits out the driver's side into two pipes. That has been one of those things that, yeah, I like the way it sounds. When I start it up in the morning, before I get outside, I can hear it started, and that has been a good thing for me. I can hear it, and it sounds, to me, it sounds great. I like the way it sounds. It's not loud. It's not obnoxious like some of those import import muffler systems are. While we're in the back, let's look the tonneau cover. We got this tonneau cover. It is the Gator cover. It has been very good. It's starting to show a little wear. We've had it on there for exactly 2 years, but it has worn well, and it was under $300. So if this one wears out, and it will, we'll probably just buy another one just like it and put on there. I mean, it's $300. What do you expect? Anything else? We did also replace the antenna, the long, goofy looking one with the stub antenna. Since we don't listen to much radio anyway, most of the stuff that we listen to is from our phones, and yeah, we have certainly enjoyed the Maverick. What are any other problems or issues that some things that we do not like? One of the things that we do not like is the engine noise. It's the fuel injection system that the Maverick 2.0 liter 2.0 EcoBoost engine. When you first start it up, the fuel injection system it's a little sewing machine sounding. It's like click, 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 click. So it's one of those things that's still kind of annoying, but once it warms up, it's not really anything that, you know, hey, just don't listen to it till it warms up. Oh well, it does what it does. So yeah, that is our Maverick. We haven't done a super amount of stuff to it. Some of the things that you can't see, of course, we have the blow off valve on our turbo, so it makes those nice import turbo sounds as you release off the gas. And it also tells me, you know, that's really a tool. It tells you how many times you let up off of the gas, you know, suddenly, and all the boost pressure that's wasted because you're accelerating and decelerating quicker than you really need to. But that's just my personal opinion, but I enjoy it. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. If I had the opportunity to buy the Maverick tomorrow, I can tell you that I would do everything over. I would order the same color. I love this hot pepper red color that even got a badge on the back. And what does it say? It says hot pepper, and that is the color. Hot pepper red metallic. I love the color. My son wants me to paint the Mustang that color, but I'm probably not going to do that. Can't say never, never say never, because you never know what you're gonna do. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And I talked about the wheels a while ago. I was having a brain freeze. I couldn't remember the name of the wheels. Those are Motegi 19-inch wheels. They are 19 by 8.5, I believe. But if you really want to know, watch the video when I install them, and you'll be able to see all of those mods. All the mods that you see, the ones that I've gone over today, you can catch in the earlier video. So at 22,500 miles, we are still impressed with the Maverick. If you've been following this channel long enough, you know that when I bought this Maverick, I had a 21 Mach 1. 2021 Mach 1 and a 2022 Maverick. One of them had to go. And as you can see, the Mach 1 is not here. Some of the people come into the channel, they'll tune into some of those earlier videos with the Mach 1, and they'll be asking me questions. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't have that car anymore. And I will say this, with the car situation as it was, I was able to sell that Mach 1 for $8,000 more than what I paid for it. And recently, and I do this all the time, I go to some of the car sale sites to see what the prices are doing with Mustangs. Right now, I could buy that same year Mach 1 with about the same miles that I sold when I sold my Mach 1, it only had like 1,400 miles on it, which is nothing. The other day, I saw one for sale. It had about the same amount of miles. Didn't have the modifications that I did have. I did have wheels and tires and some carbon fiber pieces inside, and a GT500 rear spoiler on mine, and the performance pack front splitter. So I did have some accessories on mine to sell it at that price. But I could buy one tomorrow, and there's quite a few of them on there. 47,000 to just below 50,000. I could buy one tomorrow. So did I make a great deal? I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I believe that I did, because right now you can't get $8,000 more than what you paid for anything. With the economy the way that it is, if you're going to get you a 2024 Mustang and try, and I did earlier, I tried to see what it would cost to get a 2024 Mustang GT and get all of the things that the Mach 1 had on it. I was well into the $62,000 range for a regular Mustang GT with a lot of the mods on it. Sorry, I'm not paying $62,000 for any Mustang GT. However, in this market, if you want a vehicle that's, to me, is at least as impressive as the new Mustang GTs. Some people don't like them. Say they look like the Camaro. I don't ascribe to that. Maybe that's somebody else's opinion. But I can say this: you can get a Mach 1 right now and pay a lot less than you can for a Mustang GT and be well better equipped. So that's the end of this video. That's the 22,500 mile report on the Maverick that we call Hot Pepper. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be getting back to some more Maverick stuff. We just got to get ourselves back into YouTube video mode. We still got a lot of things to do here on the Mustang. The Mustang is up in the air, and we have a lot of things coming down the pipe for it. This is going to be my retirement slash new project to do. It's not so new anymore. We've had it a while. The thing about that Mustang, I don't have a ton of money into it, so I don't feel any kind of way if it just sits here and I just do stuff as I feel like it or have the time to do it. And that's part of the thing that I needed in my life for this portion of my life. Just something that's kind of laid back, that I can do as I choose, when I choose, or if I choose not to. So if you don't see a lot of videos on here, know that we're in a transition stage. We got things going on within our family, and even myself, who prayerfully, I'll be retiring soon. And once we get there, maybe I'll do YouTube full time. But for all of you guys who have tuned in over the years, over the past 2-3 years, and seen how we went from a very big thriving channel when the Maverick first came out, and then we kind of took a trickle down to where we are now. And I'm still happy either way, because the Maverick and all the things that we do on YouTube does not make who we are. We are who we are. Don't change to please a crowd. And that's my advice for today. Be who you are. It's what God created you to be. And be satisfied with that, because I promise you He is satisfied when we are who He has created us to be. You all have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll see you back on the next one. Have a blessed day.